At least 2 people have died in wildfires that are burning across Oregon. The Riverside fire has scorched more than 40,000 acres near the city of Estacada. Mandatory evacuations are underway, with residents being told to leave immediately. Now, in the town of Medford, the ALMEDA fire destroyed homes and melted cars overnight. Fire officials say this wildfire season is unlike anything that state has seen in recent memory.
This is unprecedented. This has never happened in Oregon. We have not experienced the tremendous loss and destructive fire nature that we're seeing over the last 72 hours in our history.
NBC News correspondent Jacob Ward joins us now from Phoenix, Oregon. Jacob, what can you tell us about what's happening where you are right now?
You know, Joe, I know you have covered an enormous number of fires, and so there's a sort of a mental callus, right, that builds over time, and you start to think to yourself, you know, how many people and what was the space and all of these sort of intangibles, right? For me, I've been trying to zero in on the individual experience of it, and we were just standing talking about this particular home and what you can see here. If you look at the sink that has fallen through the burning floor, the dishes were still in it from someone's lunch, dinner, it's not clear, right? Then you notice the microwave, the stove over here, the cans from the pantry. This was the kitchen that fell through the floor. And then as you look out across this landscape, you see 121 homes in just this subdivision alone, much less the next one that's burnt and the next one after that. We were debating what language to use, right? Can you use a term like destroyed? That may not be totally right, but certainly this community is utterly devastated. At this point, the fire officials are talking about at least 35 large active wildfires, 4 of which are considered mega fires. As you mentioned, the forestry official, Doug Schaaf, told MSNBC earlier, they've never seen anything like this. This is not a state that deals with this. We've seen this kind of scene in California. They've never seen this in Oregon. And so you can just imagine the shock that people are feeling here right now, Joe.
And Jacob, it's really just heartbreaking when you think of all the people impacted with all the fires that we have covered over the recent years, and you add it all up. Now, I know there's evacuations. Are there people still in town there, or has everyone packed up and left?
It's a very eerie scene in this particular town, Phoenix, Oregon, which is under a mandatory evacuation notice. They have a system here called Get Ready, Get Set, and Go. This is under the Go mandatory evacuation. But people are trickling in on foot, finding their way in to try and find a lost pet, trying to find out what has happened to their house. And people over and over again are having the most horrible experiences as they discover their homes have been lost. Here's how one person, Heather Marshall, described it to us.
Everything's a total loss. We've been here since my son was 4 months old. And it's like, oh my gosh. The people next door are his basically adopted grandparents. Their house is total, everybody in here, their house, 121 trailers. Everybody's lost it. Lost what they have.
Ms. Marshall, has described to us that basically her husband and her son could only leave with the clothes on their back. She was able to grab one pair of clothes, one change of clothes in order to go to work. It's that kind of scene that we're seeing over and over again as people sneak back in. Sneak is not the right word. Walk back in under the evacuation order in order to see whether their home is still standing, Joe.
All right, Jake, thank you so much. Stay safe. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Joe.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.